In this video, I'm going to tell you a drill that you can implement right away in order to begin, put down repetitions to develop and work on your power. Now, this video and this drill is not about how to throw with body mechanics in order to throw with full power. This is more about the what, not the how. The how is going to be done in another video. But in this video, I want to show you the actual drill that you can implement, work in the bag, so you can develop that power that you need. And it's all about putting down repetitions, punching with power for all the power shots that you need. Now, I'm going to emphasize only 7 out of 11 punches. So in Fundamentals Volume 1 and 2, two programs that I put out, I focus on 11 total punches that you need to know in order to drill, in order to master. And in this drill, I'm only going to emphasize the 7, not full 11, because I'm going to work on the rounded bag, so I don't have the ability to go to the body. I'm only going to focus on going to the head, and the 4 shots I'm going to leave out are the jab to the body, the cross to the body, and then the 2 hooks, the lead hook to the body and the rear hook to the body. But the 7 punches that I'm going to focus on in this drill are your jab, your cross, your lead hook, your rear hook, both to the head. Then you have your lead uppercut to the head and the rear uppercut to the head. And then you have your overhand. So those are the 7 punches that I'm going to focus on in this drill. And then I'm going to add in additional 2, which are elbows. The lead elbow to the head and the rear elbow to the head. And these are just simply, they help you to get that body pivot, the torque and the rotation down in order so you can punch with better full power. So there are a total of 9 strikes, 7 of those being punches. So here is how this drill is going to work. For this drill, you're going to be focused on a rep-based system, not on a time round-based system as usual. So you're going to be doing this for reps. Every single punch, you're going to focus on minimum of 10 reps per punch, thrown full power, single punch at 80 to 100% power behind each individual strike. So make sure you wear gloves for this. If you're doing bare knuckle, then you should be focused on 60 to 80% power, because you cannot throw with the same amount of power as you do with gloves. But the gloves will allow you to put as much power without damaging your wrist, because again, bare knuckle, you cannot throw 100% power as you do with gloves. So you got to kind of tone it down so you protect your wrist and your fist. And because I want to work the full rotation and technique and drive as much power behind my strikes, gloves are recommended. But you could also do this bare knuckle. So 80 to 100% with gloves, 60 to 80% if you're doing bare knuckle. And because you're doing 10 reps per punch, it should take you for these 7 punches, or actually 9 strikes total if you include the elbows. For 9 strikes, it should take you about 15 to 20 minutes. And the most important part is you're doing it from both sides. So you're going to be doing this from orthodox, and then you're going to switch your stances so you can drill your southpaw. So work your opposite stance as well. Each punch, very important, each punch is going to be thrown individually. Each punch is focused on as much power behind it as you can, and you have to throw it with correct technique. So because you're throwing with power, that doesn't mean that you completely abandon and throw it with bad technique, winding up, rotating, throwing haymakers. Not at all. You need to be drilling quality reps, and you need to be drilling quality reps focused on power. So each individual punch is going to be thrown with quality and with as much full torque, rotation of your body in order to deliver with power. So the delivery is as important as the recovery. So you have to make sure that you are in correct technique. Everything that I covered in the 2 volumes of fundamentals, you have to keep everything in mind, because you want to instill those good body mechanics for power, for speed, for anything into your muscle memory. So once you let the timer go, you just let it run, and you do 10 reps per punch, and you just recover in between as long as you need. 30 to 60 seconds is okay. In many situations between punches, even less, but 10 reps per punch. So you're going to be focused on your natural, your regular stance first. In my case, it's orthodox. So in my orthodox, 10 reps for my jab. Power jabs, not a snapping jab. Again, every single punch, individual strikes with full intensity, full power, putting your entire torque, rotation of the hips, of your legs, of your body, and transferring that down to your power punch. So you have your 10 reps for your jab. Then you have your 10 reps for your cross. Then you have your 10 reps for your lead hook to the head. Then you have your 10 reps rear hook to the head. Then another 10 reps for your lead uppercut. Another 10 reps for your rear uppercut. And 10 reps for your overhand. And that's your 7 strikes. And then in order to focus more on the twist of the legs, the generating power from the ground up through your legs, in order to work your torque in your hips and kind of driving your entire body into each strike. Very good strike to implement, as well as it's very effective, is lead elbow and a rear elbow. That's really going to teach you get that full torque and rotation and kind of drive your entire body into each strike to develop that power, because it translates to punching very well. But of course, elbows are extremely damaging, so you should introduce drilling those as well. So those are the 9 strikes you're going to throw. 7 punches and then 2 additional 4 elbows, your lead elbow and your rear elbow. And that's 90 reps out of one single stance. Then you're going to switch to your opposite stance. In my case, it's southpaw, and do exactly the same thing, because you want to be proficient in your opposite stance. So you do exactly the same thing, but out of your opposite stance, out of my southpaw in my case, focusing on the same thing, drilling for quality and working my power, the rotation, the torque, the grounding from the legs to my torso, making sure that I drive through, making sure that I work on my delivery as well as my recovery, and I'm not overthrown, I'm not winding up. Correct technique, extremely important, and working every single one of those strikes, all 9 strikes, 10 reps each. And if you continue doing this with minimal amount of rest, focused on quality, focused on power, individual strikes, should take you about 15 to 20 minutes. You can go a little higher if you need to. You can increase the amount of reps. You can go 15 reps each. That's going to take a little longer. Eventually you're going to start getting tired. You might start throwing with bad technique. Just focus on more recovery if you're going to do for more reps, for more time, but 10 should be enough. And of course you can add some variety to this by actually throwing less punches than what I'm telling you. So this is what I drilled today. You can actually downgrade to less punches, so you just focus on a few rather than as many as you can out of 11. So instead of throwing all 9, if you want to take the elbows, all 7, you can actually just focus on the jabs and throw those for more reps. So let's say you throw 40 jabs, power jabs, and then you throw 40 crosses, and then you switch your stances. You can introduce a third punch. You can just introduce and just focus on lead hooks, rear hooks, as well as rear uppercuts and lead uppercuts, and just drill only those. Again, in this case, if you're going to do less punches, then you should do more reps per each punch. So this is a great way to just focus on a specific thing, in this case power, and just work your power. And make sure you check out the 2 programs that I mentioned, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Fundamentals, that are going to teach you everything you need to know and all 11 strikes and how to throw them, as well as over 20 different combinations you need to utilize using those 11 punches.